Mahoney of Mahoney and Mahoney of Center, North Dakota. What is the number one thing that people can do to tell if this company that's coming to them who wants to put wind turbines on their land, how do you know if they're legitimate or not?
Well, number one, the easement agreement that they're going to be offering is going to be a 28-page document, and I don't think anyone should sign a document of that length without reading it and investigating a little bit. But finding out the company behind the entire project, the companies will often form an LLC to actually be the name on the easement, and what you need to do is find out who is really behind the projected or the proposed project, and it doesn't take much to find out the size of the company and whether they have the capabilities of following through with what they're proposing.
Mm-hmm. This company out of Southern California that you were talking about, tell that story.
Oh, well, I had a group of landowners come in who had an easement that actually it was the president of this company in Southern California, and gave them an easement that he wanted them to sign. And when they brought it into my office, it was clear just by looking at the agreement that it was a fly-by-night operation, and perhaps the only reason was to get the landowners to sign it and then attempt to resell the agreement to another company. But I don't think he could have sold that agreement to another company because the easement was lacking in so many respects.
Very good. Thank you very much for your time, Ann. Ron Rebenitsch, manager of Alternative Technologies at Basin Electric. There was a couple questions at the end of this conference that people were interested in. First of all, where exactly are these towers and turbines built?
Well, actually, the materials for these projects are sourced from all over. However, we're hoping to get a good share of the towers from North Dakota, a good share of the blades from North Dakota. There's also tower manufacturers and blade manufacturers are starting in South Dakota. So for our South Dakota project, we're hoping that most of the materials come from South Dakota. But in essence, the parts of these towers come from all over the world.
Okay. And how long do they last, and who's responsible for them once they don't work anymore?
The lifespan, the design life of the turbine is 20 to 25 years. Now, with any piece of equipment, if you do a good job of maintenance and replace parts as they wear out, you can run it indefinitely. For instance, the tower itself will never wear out. The foundation won't wear out. But the gearboxes can be replaced, so you can keep that tower running. As far as what happens when they reach their end of life and you decommission, everything will be removed, the ground will be reclaimed, we'll take things down to a depth of 36 inches. This is all covered in the North Dakota Public Service Commission rules that were adopted last year, and so the landowners don't need to worry about that. The PSC has regulatory authority to address that.
Okay, thank you very much, Ron, for your time today, and it was good information. Seems like there was a lot of interest.